to you about the 4 life cycles of company scaling. This is a question that I get over and over and over. And I want to give you today some clarity around what are those 4 life cycles of your business growth phase and stage, and what are some of the gaps that you might be experiencing between your skills and your strategy that you are following or you might be following to grow your business. I always say that business is just like life, it has its cycles. So it's important for you to know, as the CEO of your business, what is the life cycle that you are in currently, so that you know exactly what are the problems you should focus on and what are the solutions that are going to really tackle those problems in each area of the life stage of growth. I think that's very, very important, because what I see many times in the area and stages and life cycles of business growth is that if you don't know what stage you might be in, you might be focusing on the wrong strategy. And of course, when you focus on the wrong strategy and on the wrong gap of your skills as the founder and CEO of your company, then of course your results also are going to be lacking, because you're not going to be able to receive the traction that you are looking for. And this way, you're not going to be able to align your purpose with your profit, which is really the main objective of most businesses at the end of the day. So the first life cycle of any business growth stage, of course, is the baby stage, the startup phase. That's where everyone begins, or the ideation phase. This is called many different things, but at the end of the day, it's all the same thing. And really, the focus at this stage is really about clarity, right? It's really about what is your, the 3 things that I always say: who is your market? What is your business model? What is your offer? And then also, what is your messaging? So those 3 things at the startup phase are where you need the most focus in. The next phase is the validation phase, or the early growth stage. And as you move along and you have clarity from the first stage, you're moving along to the next stage, early growth stage, which is where you start putting your idea to market. You bring your offer to market. And this is where you start testing, you start ideating, you talk to your ideal clients about your offer, and then you hear feedback back and you see if there is 2 things: problem awareness in the market, and also solution awareness, right? That's how you know if your idea is moving on from your startup phase to this next phase, which is the validation phase. So once you have some of that validation, so to speak, from your market, that there is a awareness around the problem you solve or the solution that you're able to provide, then you're moving along nicely into the early growth phase and stage of your business. The next one is your traction phase. So that is the third phase and life cycle of your business growth, which is where rapid growth really happens, right? So now you have a lot of clarity around your market, your business model, and also your messaging. And you have moved along to rapid growth phase because you understand exactly how to fill your business with your potential clients that want the transformation that you're able to provide via your service or your product. And now you are moving on to the stage of you have more volume of business that you can handle. So you are at capacity. So this is definitely the third stage that you might be in, which is good because you are obviously growing, right? And we're moving on to all these different stages. The next one, after you are in rapid growth, you're going to need to implement systems. Well, first I say you're going to need to look at your business model. If it's still a business model that you can sustain and you can scale further, because at this stage, that's really where the focus should be. So is the business model that carried you over from the other 2 stages still viable for you in order for you to grow and scale, or do you need to change your business model? So that's the first thing to do in this stage. And then the other 2 things is start to implement systems, things that repeat, processes that repeat, and we could scale. And then, of course, adding the right people under your team, because you no longer have a cash flow problem. You now have a scaling problem, a capacity problem, right? So we have to solve for different problems at different stages. Um, and that's actually very, very important. And then the other stage that you'll be moving into is your CEO activation stage, which is again your expansion stage. You're going to keep growing and evolving. You might consider adding in new products and new offers to your business. You might consider expanding to not only your current market but new markets. You might be considering cleaning up your operations, right? Ensuring that your operations is safe and sound so that you are in the best position for you to even continue to expand in the current market or be able to grow in different markets. So this is the phase and stage where you consider that, how to actually do just that. And then the other two stages are the mature stage and the decline stage. And these are the stages that are the last two stages of every business cycle. And with each one of those, innovation is very important, right? You want to be able to innovate and to introduce new energy and new vision in your company, because again, you are at risk of maturing and dying, right? So if you want to continue the legacy aspect of your business, then you need to understand that in those phases, your focus should absolutely be different. Usually in the stages and phases of where for a company, I'm able to go in as a fractional COO. It's usually in their rapid growth phase, right? Their traction phase, where they have a lot of great things happening in their company. But again, they need the right strategy in managing all the volume that they've already built, and also ensuring that now their business, just like any very good, smooth operation, runs smoothly, is efficient and productive, so that once your house runs well, then you are able to move beyond that, expand and grow, so that you can continue the life cycle of growth. The other thing about all these life stages is there is no timeline, right? It could take companies 5, even 10 years to be in the startup phase, unfortunately. And I mean, 95% of companies don't even make it beyond the phase, right? So that's why it's really important to get the right resources around you so that you know how to smoothly move beyond these phases and shorten your time cycle, right? Because again, if the owner, the decision maker of the company, has a big gap in their skills and also their strategy, they could potentially be in the same stage and phase for years, 5, 10 years, right? And I mean, I wouldn't be surprised that they probably haven't survived their business, right? Because they're not able to operate efficiently and bring in the revenue they need, and all of those main problems that most companies have. But so that's why it's very important to get someone that can come in and really assess the phase and stage of the life cycle of the business that you're in, and really problem solve for the right problems and strategies, so that you can move along and shorten the cycle of each stage, so that you can be progressing into the next stages, if obviously your main goal is to grow your company. Thank you so much for watching. To those of you that also have joined us live, if you would like, I would love to offer you a free assessment call where we can talk about maybe the life stage and cycle of the business or your company that you might be in right now. And I'd be more than happy to offer you some really great insight on where you are and what are potentially those gaps that you might be experiencing for the pain point or the problem that you are currently experiencing, to get you to the next phase and the next stage. My calendar is right underneath this show on the show notes. So grab a spot and we'll be able to have a really nice chat around that. And again, thank you so much for watching. You know where to find our show on all major podcast platforms and also all our social media channels. Bye for now. Have a beautiful rest of your day, everybody.